people will never be fully replaced by AI.
Okay.
That is my belief. People will never be fully replaced by AI. If people are going to be replaced by AI, it is because they choose not to embrace it.
Yeah.
And they choose
Tell that
not
to Terminator
to use it. I
and
know,
the
right?
Matrix and no, I'm just kidding.
I know.
iRobot.
My husband was just telling me he just listened to an audiobook the other day and he's like, it's going to replace us. And I'm like, only if you let it.
Welcome to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your wealth, health, business, career, your relationships, and your life. And I'm super excited today about this episode because we're doing another career comeback series, okay? And today we've got Nikki Duncan in the house, okay? And she's a strategic operations and project management leader who thrives in change management and streamlining processes to remove pain points from teams and customers alike. So she chases, or not chases, but if chaos is the lion, okay, Nikki is the lion tamer, okay? So I'm super excited to have you here because what we're going to do today, I want to shine a spotlight on your story. I want to talk about your accomplishments, what you do for companies, and also want to talk about your career search, what you're looking for next, and how we can help you get there faster. So, Nikki, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. This will be fun.
Absolutely. So, the lion tamer. That's where I got tongue twisted on that. Yeah. So you say you're the lion tamer. Tell me about that. Your analogy. It's so vivid. Give me the mindset behind that, and tell me about that.
My daughter used to have a saying, "It's not my circus, not my monkeys."
Okay.
And all of a sudden that popped in my head the other day. That's not my circus, it's not my monkeys. And I thought, you know what? It's not really monkeys, it's lions that are creating all this chaos. I mean, chaos is kind of dangerous, and they'll eat you. It'll eat you alive if you let it. And I kind of tame it. Wherever there's chaos, that's a clue that there's a system needed and that something's broken and can be more efficient and better and more aligned, and it helps bring people together and teams together and processes together, and you just work more effectively and efficiently, and you just have a little bit more fun with work because it's already hard enough.
So when you're working with a company and they've got some project they need to accomplish, and you go in there and it takes a bunch of teams, and you're kind of like keeping everybody organized and making sure it's all structured, putting processes in place.
Yes.
Is that right? Am I hearing it? Okay.
You're hearing it. That's exactly it.
Okay, cool. Just trying to keep everybody in line. Herding cats.
Yep. There's a lot of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lions are just big cats with big teeth.
All right. And you've led some big changes, and you've tamed some major chaos. What are some projects that some major achievements that you've achieved over the years?
Major achievements. There have actually been several. Some of them have been massive technology changes that we've had to make. Some of them have been changes that didn't start out to be big changes. They started out kind of small, but then had a large, major impact. Like one time we had a team of, I think there were 5 of us on the team at the time, and we all worked remotely, so we all worked out of our offices and had our own computers, and you had your data and they had their data and I had my data, and none of the data talked. And my boss came to me one day and she says, I need you to put a timeline together of this project and where we're hitting the bottlenecks on this project. It took me a week and a half to put that timeline together because I had to go chase all the different people and all the different data, and I didn't have it. And I thought, I am not doing this ever again. So I talked to my boss, and she paid for me to go to some night classes to learn how to build a database. And we talked and had all these discussions with the team. And if I build this database, what do you want out of it? What do you want out of it? What do you want out of it? And I got to work and I built the database and put it together, and I just started recording everything that happened, every email, every phone call, anything. got recorded in that database. By the end of my career with that company, we had almost 30,000 records in that database. And the next time my boss came to me and said, I need a timeline for this location, it took me about 5 minutes to do it.
Wow.
Instead of a week and a half. But the other thing that we used that database for that was not on anyone's radar, I tracked all of the customer complaints that came in from our corporate headquarters. And I just tracked all the complaints. And one day I thought, man, this store seems to be getting a lot of complaints. And so I went into the database and ran a timeline. And it's like you could draw a line on the calendar of when the complaints started.
Okay.
And so we were able to see exactly what had changed in the store.
What was it? Do you remember?
Ownership.
Oh.
Ownership. In one case, the owner had changed, and in another case, the owner had gone on vacation. And when the owner was on vacation out of the country, it's like, oh, the mouse is away. The cat's going to play. And so we could draw lines on the calendar and go back and say, okay, what's going on in the store when this started happening, and really kind of start to spotlight the issues. But we were also able to start using that data to identify trends in different stores. And, you're really problematic in this store, and this, you've been there a long time and it's just not changing, and what's going on. And, it kind of helped us identify what was going on with people. And we found some weird patterns. But we also found where personal life issues were really impacting their business. And we were able to go work with those franchisees on that. And over the years, we had a 50% reduction in customer concerns being called into corporate.
Oh, wow, that's
because
good.
we got really focused on our customer experience. And so a 50% reduction in that. And in that same process, we had a 40% increase in our owners engaging with customers and paying more attention to what these negative experiences are doing to their online reputation. And so we had a 40% increase in positive engagement online with the
That's huge.
increase.
I mean, that's a win-win.
Right?
You're reducing the complaints and you're increasing the positive side too.
Yeah.
That's win-win.
Yeah.
What would you say that specifically your superpower is? What makes you unique from anyone else that does what you do? What is it that makes you unique?
Gosh. I think I'm really good at putting people before everything. I mean, yeah, there are processes that need to be streamlined, but it's not enough to streamline a process or fix what's broken over here if it's not going to serve the people. And so I always look at the people first and take the people into it. And I saw too many times over the years where an initiative would be rolled out and they're like, this is what we're doing. I'm like, well, that looks great on paper in an office in the high rise, but it doesn't look great on the ground in the field. And it doesn't really work. So I'm really good at working cross-functionally and knowing how different departments interact and interplay with each other, and how, an operations department and what they're doing plays in with the learning and development, and how that one plays into technology and how all the systems work together. I'm really good at seeing the big puzzle and identifying which piece works and which piece doesn't work and where it's missing and all the things.
All the things. And that's what it takes to do project management, right? It's putting together a puzzle.
Yep.
And coordinating with a lot of people.
Yes.
And so understanding how these different processes affect those people, right?
Right.
Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yes.
That people first.
People first. Always people first.
Yeah. Well, and that's the lifeblood of any company.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on AI? Now that we're replacing people for a people first person.
People will never be fully replaced by AI.
Okay.
That is my belief. People will never be fully replaced by AI. If people are going to be replaced by AI, it is because they choose not to embrace it.
Yeah.
and they choose
Tell that
not
to Terminator,
to use it. I
and
know, right?
the Matrix, and no, I'm just kidding.
I know.
iRobot.
My husband was just telling me he just listened to an audiobook the other day, and he's like, "It's going to replace us," and I'm like, "Only if you let it."
Yeah.
And AI cannot look at the people in the room and see how things are being impacted.
Mm.
An AI can't do that. Somebody still has to tell the AI how to do things, or what needs to be done. We might not have to tell it how to do it, but we still need to tell it, this is broken and needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So, and it can't sit in a room and talk to somebody and listen to why their life has gone downhill and how that down spiral is impacting their business. AI can't do that and help them build that back up. So AI is never going to fully replace us. AI does make life a whole lot easier. I was using AI to build automations before I ever started using ChatGPT. I don't know. I wasn't aware enough to know it was AI at the time.
Yeah, these algorithms and AI has really been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They opened it up.
Yep.
And open sourced it, and now we're just, the Pandora's box is open.
It is.
And we're all feeding it.
We are.
Everyone is feeding it, and it's growing. And it's growing so fast that no one can keep up.
Yep.
And so I have concerns about all of it, to be transparent with you. I use it, and I'm an advocate for it. Because it makes my life easier in a lot of ways. But I see where trends are going, and I'm like, put Pandora back in the box. But I don't know if we can do that.
It's like anything, though, right? Anything that can be used for good can be used for bad.
Oh, 100%.
And it just depends on what we do with it and how we use it. And there has to be responsibility with AI.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
And I have friends that are published authors, and they're like, I never gave AI permission to use my books to train things. I'm like, dude, your book's on the internet. It's free source for AI.
Yeah.
But my theory is if you don't want it to be used, don't put it online.
True. That's true.
And
what are your thoughts on like the future of project management and how that's going to integrate and fit in?
I think just like everything else, people are going to have to learn how to merge the two. I mean, a project manager's ultimate job is removing blockers to make the work easier for a team to do the work.
So for a company that was maybe slow to adapt or resistor, what would you say to that company?
I think it depends on where they are and what they need to do. I mean, AI can't do everything. And I mean, AI doesn't have, my husband's company, for example, he's a contractor. He does construction work. There's not really much of a place for AI in that.
Until they bring those physical robots out
right.
there. Until Tesla brings those real robots out there.
I know. Well, and when they bring those real life human robots, then that'll be great, because the contractors who are beating their bodies up and are like, I can't keep doing this. Those blue collar workers can be like, well, now I just got to sit here and drive the machine. But again, you have to learn to do it right.
Yeah. No, I see it going, like, I can imagine someone like a robot on my roof, like doing my roof, and like, I don't know, just all the jobs.
I wonder if that would make insurance less expensive or more expensive, because a robot can't sue you, but a robot's pretty expensive to replace.
I don't know, but imagine that, because I think Tesla was talking about, if I remember correctly, hearing something, it was like $30,000 to $40,000 is what they're trying to accomplish as far as like everybody having a robot, like everybody owning a robot.
I'm a long way from being willing to spend $30,000 to have a robot in my house.
Oh, I would totally spend $30,000. Let me tell you something. To have C-3PO, okay, walking around, fixing stuff, cleaning my house, vacuuming, doing everything. We already got the Roomba. Okay, get rid of the Roomba. It's going to be vacuuming. It's going to be cleaning my windows, doing my roof.
Oh, see, my husband says that's what I'm for.
What?
He would never actually say that.
You talk to your husband.
He would never say that and mean it.
That is awesome. All right. So, okay. Tell me a story, okay, of a time that you were at work and you were able to make one of your biggest, like, transformations or accomplishments, or, just tell me a story that really stands out to you as a highlight moment for you that you've done over your career.
Other than the database, I think one of our next largest challenges that I ever had to tackle, like so many people, there were a lot. The pandemic was definitely one of them. And I was working with a national franchise at the time, and they were all basically independent small business owners. And as we know, the pandemic was closing those down real fast, right?
I remember.
Our corporate though was able to get us designated as critical to the infrastructure because it was a packing and shipping franchise.
Yeah, so I remember that. They had, like, what was it?
You had to have letters that would say you could go to work.
Yeah,
because you were key to the infrastructure.
What did they call that? There was a specific.
I remember that.
Yeah, like essential.
Yes.
Essential workers.
We were essential workers.
And I was like, oh, the liquor stores are essential?
They're pretty key to the infrastructure, Trevor.
They were.
Uh-huh.
I mean, alcohol laws changed. All kinds of things changed.
Yeah.
Because they were like, people are stuck at home. We got to keep them. They're going to go stir crazy.
They were.
Let them have booze.
Yeah.
You're essential. Liquor stores and all this stuff. Anyway, it was crazy the things that were essential versus non-essential.
Right.
In my opinion on that, I'm going to go on a rant for just a second.
Well, we were packing and shipping, and we were essential because we
all
were how
work is
people
essential.
I know all work is essential.
But yes, I got you.
But we were how people got their medications and
I hear you.
Paychecks and things like that.
I hear you.
So our store owners were facing this shutdown.
Yep.
But our store owners and their employees were still expected to work. And so we had this vast network of people who were freaking out.
Oh yeah,
and
some probably.
some
didn't want to work.
Some didn't want to work.
They're freaking
and
out.
People were afraid to go to work
Yep.
because, and all of it. And so one of the things that I did was institute a weekly Zoom chat. And we just did a once a week check-in. How you holding up mentally, physically, emotionally, all of these.
Yeah, that's important.
And we just did an online Zoom chat and brought everybody together on a weekly basis. And at first, when the stores were empty and there were no customers in them, but the people had to be there working, the conversation was, what am I doing in my store when it's empty? And people were like, oh, my staff's cleaning and this store's never been cleaner. And, we were having conversations like that. And then we were talking about, logistical things of where they got the hand sanitizer or even recipes for making your own hand sanitizer. I mean, we had all kinds of crazy conversations. It was just open script. And that got everybody through the pandemic with a little more sanity, if you will, and it helped connect our group in a way that we hadn't been connected before. And when the pandemic ended, the number one question I got was, these calls aren't ending, right?
That's awesome.
And so we kept that weekly call going, and it went until my very last week of work.
Wow. And
people were like, is the next team that comes in and takes us over, are they going to keep those calls in place? And I said, oh, I wouldn't bet on it. But I watched those calls, and even when the pandemic was happening and we weren't allowed to have our quarterly networking meetings in person, we did everything online. Those weekly meetings, we had a lot of new business owners being onboarded still in that time. And when we were able to reopen and go back to in-person meetings, I watched the people who attended those calls on a regular basis walk in the door, and all of a sudden it wasn't I'm going to stand back here and be a fly on the wall because I don't know anybody. They walked in, they instantly knew people.
That's right.
And they were, and I got to looking around and I'm like, look, it's my table of weekly chatters right there.
Yeah.
And, so they instantly had connections.
Yeah, you built community and culture within the organization.
Yep.
And those people built relationships online And then when they finally saw each other in person, they weren't strangers anymore.
Yep.
It's like, boom, this is my
Exactly.
clique,
Exactly.
right? And
Exactly.
that's super important. I bet that helped tremendously with retention as well through that period.
Yes.
Because, if you remember through COVID, I mean, it was, gosh, you had quiet quitting.
Mm-hmm.
You had just had all these things, and I mean, retention was a big issue.
Yeah. It
And
was.
so that's important, I'm sure, bringing that community together, checking in. I mean, I was guilty of it. My personal assistant, this was new to me. I wasn't doing all that checking in. She handled her business. I trusted her to handle the business. She did her thing, always has, always will. I'm not a micromanager. And I just was kind of like,
Yep.
right? But that was not the right move, actually.
Right.
It was not the right move. I should have been checking in. I should have been having a weekly. And what was happening was slowly over time, she was disconnecting. Okay?
Right.
And anytime I would connect with her, it was only if there was a problem, if there was an issue or something. And so it felt to her as if that was, you know what I mean?
Oh, Trevor's calling me. Something's wrong.
God,
It's Trevor.
right? And
Yeah.
and it's like, because when she was in the office in person, I was able to get those micro touch points, a little hug or, hey, you're doing so great or whatever. And just all the love I was able to show, those micro touch points. She wasn't getting the love anymore. All she was getting was the problems.
Yep.
And so I should have implemented something like that, because she ended up quitting. And then, we resolved things. She actually came back. And now we do that.
Mm-hmm.
We still do that because she works remote.
Yeah. It's hard when it's remote, and it's more important than ever. I had it because we were all remote, and my boss was like you were saying, I didn't hear from her unless there was a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
And for me, in my, again, in my position, I was thinking, I don't need to,
she's doing a great job. We're rocking and rolling.
She does her thing.
Yeah.
I don't need what am I going to just, but I should have been. And and even it's good, since we started implementing that, we use that time constructively to sharpen, to get better, to improve, and not for it to be this like what you did wrong or anything like that. It's just refinement.
Right.
And it gets better.
It does.
And so I've really enjoyed it. And so I love that you did that. But you did that with your whole team. That's really cool. That's a great story.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And during that time, even during COVID, when things were at their worst for so many businesses, that was actually one of our fastest and highest growth times, because our stores saw that and people in the communities saw that we were essential, and they came to view us as sort of recession proof, if you will. A lot of our stores actually saw double-digit % growth year over year during COVID.
Nice.
It was crazy because nobody else was open.
Yeah.
And we were still open, and we served small business owners, and we were still able to do that and keep small businesses going, and keep mailbox holders, keep the mail flowing, and doing stuff like that. So
I love it, because I can relate to that. I remember COVID. Everybody, y'all remember
everybody
COVID.
remembers COVID.
Well, that's the scar that'll never go away. I promise you that. You're gonna remember that one.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are tuning in, listening online, remember what that was like. Did your company implement a system like that? Did they make the mistake I made and not check in with you? Or did they do what Nikki did, and did they implement something to help build community and really surround you and cover you and support you and help you through that time? Again, I made the mistake. How did your company handle that? And I'd love to hear from you online. What was it like for you during COVID? What was your experience like? Nikki, let me ask you this. If a company was your future employer, your dream job is listening to this right now. What's one thing that you'd want them to know about you, about how you bring value?
I bring value every day by being consistent and building trust. Because, again, without people and trust and consistency, everything else falls apart. If I say I'm going to do it, I do it. And if I say I'm going to follow up with you in 3 days, then I'm going to follow up with you in 3 days. I might even follow up with you in 2 days if I can handle it. Even if I don't have an answer in 3 days, I'm going to follow up in 3 days and say, I'm still working on this. I haven't forgotten you. I don't let people just flounder out there not knowing. So consistency, follow up, trust. People know that they can trust me to do what I say I'm going to do when I say I'm going to do it.
I love that.
I even have my own little hashtag.
Okay.
Courtesy of my niece when she was 2.
Okay, no way. Talk to me about that.
I mean, this was crazy. My niece is over at the house. This is how strong my reputation is across family and work and all of it. My niece is 2 years old at the time. She's at the house, and a dog got sick on the floor. Uncle Aaron, dog threw up on the floor. That's okay. Nikki, do it.
Nikki, do it.
Nikki, do it.
That's the hashtag?
That's the hashtag. Nikki, do it.
I like that.
It got to the point our franchisees, when they needed something, they'd send me an email on the subject line. It would be hashtag Nikki, do it. I'm like, y'all are killing me.
Get her done.
Get her done.
I love that.
Yeah. Nikki, do it.
Nikki, do it. I like that.
That's
We're probably going to name this episode Nikki, do it. If anybody can do it,
Nikki,
do it. I love that. That's really cool. You got a personal brand with your niece and everything.
I do.
Okay. All right. Well, let's switch gears just a little bit. I want to talk about what's going on in your search.
Okay.
Some results that you're getting, all of that good stuff. I want to see if there's anything that we can help you with to amplify it. And I love some of the stuff that you're doing, so I want to dive into that too.
Okay.
All right. So how long has your search been going, number one?
My job ended June 28th, 2024.
2024. Okay. So we've been just about a year.
Yep. Now,
Okay.
I'll be honest. I was not focused in my job search that whole time.
Okay.
The first 11 months, I was focused on completing 3.5 years of my bachelor's degree and earning my PMP certification.
Got it.
So
you went back to school.
I went back to school. I was a busy girl for 11 months, and that's where my hard focus was.
So you haven't been searching for 11 months. You've been going to school for 11 months.
I've been applying to jobs for 11 months.
But-
I've been strategically searching since May.
Since May. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that then from that time point forward when
Okay.
you really got focused on that, because your focus has been more in getting your certifications and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Got that done?
I got done.
Nice.
Summa cum laude.
I hate going to school. Let me tell you something. I hate studying. I'm studying right now. I hate it.
What are you studying for?
65, Series 65, and it's something I've been just pushing off, been prolonging it. I've had every excuse to just not, and I'm just tired of making excuses. It's been on my shoulders.
So Trevor doesn't do it.
Trevor
don't do it.
Trevor been doing lots of things, but studying has been one of those things where I'm just like, golly. I don't believe, let me just tell you something. I believe that it's absolutely ridiculous that we have to take courses and stuff like that when we got an app here called ChatGPT with absolutely all the I never believed in it when I was going to school. I'd always question this stuff. If you want to show me, if I want to learn how to fly a plane, put me in the cockpit.
Yep.
And let's go.
Yes.
I don't need to read all these manuals.
Yeah.
Give me a pilot, then let's sit in
You're a let me learner.
and let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm a doer, not a learner. I mean, I learn by doing.
Yes. Let me.
And I got ADD, and so I'm like, and so my focus when I was reading something that doesn't bring me immediate value, my mind is looking somewhere else. Like, it's hard for me to focus on stuff like that.
I think that's why I understand you.
Yeah.
I raised an ADHD child. My husband is ADHD. I get it.
Yeah. Get it.
I get
I'm
it.
like squirrel. I'm like over here, and so yeah, just studying is a lot harder for me.
Yep.
It doesn't mean I can't do it. I am the type of guy that whatever I put my mind to, I will accomplish.
Right.
It's just Anyway, it's been the monkey on my back, and it's been this thing that I'm like, I got to do it eventually. And now I'm just like, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But I'm already getting through it pretty quickly, though, actually, which is crazy. I didn't think I'd get it through. I just like, in order for me to do stuff like that, I got to shut my door, cram myself in the room, and not do anything. And I just got to do that. And that's the only thing I got to do.
I have a playlist that I found for my daughter when she was first diagnosed ADHD. She was 15. And I found a playlist online that has been studied to get your brain in alpha mode. And it's all these classical songs. And so when I just really need to hone in and get something done, I'm not ADHD, but when I need to hone in and get something done, I'll go out in my office, I'll turn on my alpha mode playlist and just crank that thing and just...
Interesting.
And I can get so much done on those days. It's like nothing else intrudes because I don't have all the words. It's not like I'm trying to sing along to anything. It's just plowing through with the playlist.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, finding little hacks. A hack that I found that is helping me right now is Neurogum. Have you heard of Neurogum?
No.
Neurogum. It's got caffeine in it, and it's got L-theanine and some B vitamins that are in it, and it gets rid of brain fog, helps you to lock in and focus, gives you energy, and it's not. I don't get jitters,
right,
or anything like that. I don't. Yeah, it's really,
interesting.
Yep, I locked in. They turned down Mark Cuban on Shark Tank for $30 million. They were going to buy it for $30 million. That company went.
Neurogum.
Neurogum. Yep.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
And Joe Rogan obviously blew it up too because he goes through a ton of that stuff on his podcast that helps him to lock in conversation and stuff. Anyway, when he's doing UFC and he's doing the podcast and he's doing all these things, it helps him lock into what's going on. And so he was promoting it on his podcast, or not really promoting it, but just talking about it, kind of like I just talked about it. And so the company went. Anytime Joe Rogan talks about something, it goes crazy.
It goes crazy.
Yeah, but anyway, that's one of my hacks. Recently, I started chewing that gum, and I like it a lot, actually. Again, no side effects, no jitters, no weird feeling. It just helps you kind of lock in.
Where do you buy your Neurogum?
You can get on Amazon.
On Amazon.
You can go to CVS.
Okay.
You can go, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Anyway, so we kind of went down a rabbit hole on that one. But, okay, the point was we were going on. Let me backtrack a little bit. So you've really been searching since May because you were going back to school. You were learning.
Yes.
Getting your certifications and all that, which is great. So since May, when did we get connected? When did we start working together?
Probably June or July.
June or July.
Probably June.
June. Okay. So since May to now. So May, June, July. And now we're
it was the
August.
end of May, so I won't even count May for job.
So
I'm going to say June, and I think we connected in June.
Okay.
I finally scanned your QR code in June.
There you go. Love that. Okay, so June, July, and now we're here in August, so we'll just call it 2 months.
Okay.
That's what we're going to say, because you've been studying.
Yes.
In the last 2 months, how many interviews have you had with different companies in the last 2 months?
3 or 4.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. That's actually doubled the average. So you're doing good. You're
Woo,
doing
I'm
something
above
right.
average.
Yeah. You're double the average. The average is about 1 per month that we see.
Okay.
So if you're getting 3 or 4 in that timeline in 2 months, that would be about 2. Call it 2 a month.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
All right. So you're about double the average, which is good. So let's talk about what you're doing first and foremost. Since we met, so again, it sounds like we met right around the time that you got serious, which is cool. I like that.
Right.
Tell me about your experience so far.
My experience so far, well, I started listening to your podcast before I started your program.
Okay.
And one of your podcasts talked about the video resume. And so I went out and I did my own video resume.
You did your own. I remember that.
I did do my own. I didn't do Trevor's way. Sorry.
That's cool.
But I get really great feedback from it, so I'm not going to apologize too much.
No. You didn't do mine, but you did one. I love that.
I did one. And I hear all the time from people going, oh my gosh, this is great. I've never seen a video resume before. And I'm like, oh, wow. So pretty much every single person that I connect to on LinkedIn, not all of them, but most, as soon as we connect, I say, thank you for connecting. If I can be a resource, let me know. This is what I'm looking for. I created a video resume to share my value proposition. Here's the link.
Okay, love that.
And I directly ask them if they're open to it. Would they like, comment, share within their company, whatever. So I put my ask in there.
Where is this video hosted?
It is embedded in a post on my profile, LinkedIn profile, and then I have it featured at the top.
Perfect. So you've uploaded it, posted it, featured it on your profile, and now you're in your DMs when you're connecting, you're sharing the LinkedIn URL.
Yes.
Perfect. I love that.
Yes.
Good.
And so in the LinkedIn DM, it shows the little picture of the video resume, right? So they know what they're clicking on too. So I send that to pretty much everybody, and a lot of people share it and whatever. And when I find a job that I'm interested in, if I go look at the people in the company, if I don't have a first or second contact in the company, I don't apply. And if I have only got second connections, then I go to whoever I'm connected to them through and say, hey, Trevor, I'm interested in this job at this company. I see we're connected. Would you mind making an introduction? By the way, in case it helps, I've written up an introduction for you, so you have a draft to work from. And then if they do it, as soon as I see that they've made the introduction, I respond, thank you, Trevor, for making the introduction. James, it's so great to meet you. I've created a video resume to share my value proposition.
Love that.
And I put the video resume in there.
So you created, what I like what you did is you created a virtual introduction, but you made it easy for the person to introduce you because you created the message.
Yes.
Right? So they could just copy paste it if they want to, or they could adjust it if they need to.
Correct.
Right? But you made it easy for them.
Yes.
Which I love that, because you got to make it easy for people, guys. If you want people to help you, you got to make it easy for them, right? Because they may be thinking, yeah, I want to introduce you, but I don't,
I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
about you.
exactly.
It's just weird. We don't know each other that well.
Right. Make it easy for them, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that from?
I've known how to do that for a very long time.
Okay.
Actually, that's part of strategic communications, which is part of what I do in operations management and project management, is to make it easy for people. You got to put stuff up front. Don't make them hump for stuff. And I like to use bullet format kind of things where it's quick, easy read. People don't read dense information, so I make a lot of white space, easy to read, short, easy digestible. Put it all in one spot. Don't make people look for something. If you make people look for it, they're not going to do it.
Absolutely. No, you're right. And only have one call to action too. If you start saying, like as an example for this show, if I was like, comment, share, whatever, and do this and do that and do the other, like, chances are they won't do anything.
Yeah. And I change my call to action depending on who I am who I'm talking to. Like, if I know that the person I'm talking to is unemployed, then I obviously don't ask them to share it within their company because, they don't have a company to share it within.
Right.
So, I'll be, if you're inclined, would you comment on it? But if it's somebody like a company that I've applied to and I've asked for that personal introduction, then I take out the comment and all of that and, would you share it within your company? And the other thing I do when I get that personal, and if if, say, I can't get a personal connection to that second person, I don't rely on that. I'm not afraid. I'm really introverted, so it's not always easy for me, but I'm not afraid to make a cold contact. And I'll send a cold DM. Hey, Trevor, I'm interested in this job at your role, at your company, and I would love to get some information from you on your experience at the company. By the way, I've created a video resume to show my value proposition. If you're inclined, I'd love you to watch it and maybe share it within your company. And I had several people within the company share it with the HR people. I was talking to a global head of talent acquisition not too long ago, and we were just talking. And I said something in our conversation. She's like, you had a video resume.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I did. She says, you sent that to so-and-so in my company. I said, well, that sounds like me. And she says, well, I'm going to tell you, your resume that was attached to your application would not have gotten you in front of me.
100%.
She says, but your video resume has closed the gap between the job, your resume, and you as a person. Your video resume has closed the gap. She says, and I'm a fan, and I want to stay connected. I didn't get that job. It had already been full.
Sure, you're not always going to get every one of them.
Right, but it was a connection.
Absolutely, 100%. And what's so powerful about this, like I remember when the video resume was a strategy that came to me many years ago, and it just kind of hit me. I remember being brand new in financial services, and I was having to learn my elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to Frisco Connect, and people would stand up and tell their elevator pitch. And I just was like connecting the dots there. I was like, they're having to do that too. I'm learning mine. And I was like, you know why this is successful when you get in front of a group, and let's say there's 100 people at Frisco Connect, right, at this group. Well, you're getting up and you're able to speak about what you do, the problem you solve, and what you're looking for in under a minute to a group of 100 people. And what happens is people start going, oh, I know somebody there, or I think I can connect you here, or whatever. And like dots start connecting, and all of a sudden someone's trying to help you get to where you need to go.
Right.
And it was successful. And I thought, why not scale that? See, doing it in person works. It's successful.
Mm-hmm.
If you could get the microphone and speak to 100 people in front of an audience, it's successful, but it's not scalable.
Right.
Let's film it. And that's scalable. You're able to share this thing. Other people are sharing it. You could get, instead of 100 people, you could get 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 1,000,000 people. If it goes viral,
Right.
like you could scale that message with a video.
Right.
So I thought, okay, well, let's teach it. And let's, again, it was concept way back in the day. And I got a few people to take me up on it. And I was like, okay, the hardest part was getting the job seeker to edit and do all of that stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take that off their plate, and I'm going to help them with that. And I'm going to figure out the easiest, simplest way for them to craft their message, get them on camera, and then I'll do the heavy lifting of the editing and the polishing and make it flashy and look nice. And what I love is you just ran with it. You didn't even wait for me. You're like, oh, that's what you got to do?
Okay.
Bing, 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 boom, video resume done.
I'm a creative person. That's what I do.
I love that, though. It's so cool because people really struggle with that one.
Yeah, they do.
They struggle with that one to get that done.
Yeah.
And you didn't even need me. You were like, bing, 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 done.
Right. Yep.
So that's pretty cool. And it's getting you some results. Okay, I like that. What are some other things that, well, let's put it this way. First, before we go into what's working, I want to talk about the challenges, though. What are some of the hang-ups, the challenges, the struggles, the things that are just like, if you could wave a magic wand and fix it?
Wave a magic wand and fix it.
Yep.
I think that would have to be being able to find the company I want to target.
Okay.
And get my foot in the door.
Okay, so first identifying that company.
Yep.
All right.
Because I don't have, and people always ask, what's your target company? I don't really have a target company.
Okay.
I just want The right company.
Okay. All right.
And
Well,
you
let's-
can't really Google that. You can't even ask ChatGPT what's the right company. You kind of can, but
Well, we're gonna create that right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna create that right now. We're gonna create an AI prompt for you right now
woohoo!
that is gonna help you to do exactly what you need to do.
Great.
Okay. But we gotta extract, because it's again,
Mhm.
AI is only as good. Your output is only as good as your input.
Yep.
So I want you to really describe to me what that company looks like. We've got to get super detailed. Tell me. Like, describe to me. Matter of fact, this is great for anyone listening, too, because companies could be hearing this going, yeah, well, that's us. Or somebody's like, yeah, this is a company. You need to come over here. Nikki, what's up?
Right. I really like working with smaller teams.
Okay.
So I like a company that is, and I don't mean, it could mean a team where it's 13 people. Our support team was 13 people. We supported a network of 100 plus. And then, there were a few hundred people at the corporate headquarters. And I knew most all of those. And I had relationships. I didn't have a relationship with every person in every department, but I had relationships in every department.
And why? Let me ask you that. Why is that important for you?
You got to be able to know how to connect the dots. If I'm going to build a process, I need to know that it's going to impact you. And I need to know how it's going to impact you. Because if it's going to work for me, but it's going to blow something up you're doing, well, it's not really going to work cross-functionally.
Right. And so if you have a huge company where there's just all these layers and different departments, and this department isn't talking to this department, and they don't communicate well, and it's a lot more challenging to really know the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Working in silos doesn't work. I helped our learning and development team one time. They came to me and said, hey, we want you to beta test this new learning platform. Okay. Love to. So I was beta testing their new learning platform. And they're like, we're going to do this. And and they're telling me about how it's going to work. Okay. That could be good. But how does this requirement from this department impact that? What do you mean? Well, we're required to do this over here. But that I don't see how that connects. Well, we didn't know that existed. And so that was just an example
it's so
of a
important.
silo. And they were like, oh, and they're like, you keep making me go back to the drawing board. I'm like, well, sorry, you asked me to beta test.
Yeah. I learned something at a conference the other day, and it's kind of to your point about these big companies. So, and again, I learned it on stage, so I don't know how accurate it is. This could be smoke and mirrors, but the guy was talking about Kodak, and he said that Kodak, actually, there was a department of Kodak that actually developed the digital camera. So they developed it. But then when they went and, they developed the digital camera, but then they said, well, this is going to interrupt our distribution with, film, like physical film and all, and this is going to, our partners and this and that and the other, and so they shot it down. So they invented it and then shot it down. Right? That's a perfect example of one hand not talking to the other hand.
Yep.
The vision wasn't right. They weren't aligned.
Yeah.
And then it ended up they missed an opportunity. They developed it. They're gone now, right?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. That's so a smaller company where you're able to really kind of connect all those dots.
Yep.
And make sure that you're not making big mistakes like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That's good. What else?
I want them to have a purpose in life and not just, we all want to make more money, obviously, right? That's an important fact of life, but I don't want money to be the only focus. I want people and impact to matter. And so the culture, if you will, is really important to me. I don't necessarily need to, I don't want to say that I need to feel like I'm family. I have a family and I don't need more family. I got a big family and I love them all. And I'm happy for us to grow when it's time to grow through marriages and grandkids and kids and all of that stuff. I'm happy for all that. But I'm not looking for more family. I'm looking for more people that I have a healthy collaborative relationship that I can bounce ideas off of and who can bounce ideas off of me. And, you know, what is that saying? Metal sharpens metal. Iron sharpens iron is the saying. I want to be able to work with a team that's going to make me stronger, that's going to challenge me, and not. Yeah, I like to be able to do my work on my own because I'm super independent and I'm a self-starter and I don't need micromanaging like you were saying earlier. That relationship is kind of what I had with my boss. She said, here's your job, here are your tools, go do your job. If you need something else, tell me you need something else. And that's just kind of how we worked for a very long time.
Okay, so let's talk about some more specifics then too, because what I want to do is create a prompt for you. So we're actually going to extract this from the transcription. Okay, I'm going to extract your words. You're telling me, you're painting a picture of the perfect ideal company, right? Like culture, fit, salary, upward mobility, like really lay it out. Are there any examples we can give too of companies that you've like really thought, hey, you know what, this is pretty good. This is pretty close to what you would like, you know? And so we need to really paint that picture.
Right. There are some companies that I have looked at and applied to that I kind of cyber stalk. They haven't had positions that just really excite me yet, but the company and the energy in the company and what I see of them online is interesting to me. One of them is called With Me.
Okay.
And they have a print with me and a sip with me product line, and they put like a coffee machine and a printer you've got an app on your phone, and so it's a subscription-based thing, and it's in apartment buildings, so they're multifamily. But their company, like I follow the CEO, founder of the company, and a couple of the people within his company, and I have connected and had conversations back and forth. And I just really like the energy that they bring. They're a smaller company and a younger company. I don't really want to work for the startup that's 5 minutes old because way too much volatility there. I want them to have been around a minute. But I don't necessarily need a company that's been around for 20 years. You know, I mean, startups can be kind of fun. I haven't worked directly in a startup sense, but in the franchising world, every single time we opened a new location, that was a new startup. So I've helped a whole lot of franchisees get into what they were doing. So I like the smaller companies where I can have those cross-functional things. I like it when a team is connected and collaborative and open to learning and building each other up. Salary, 6 figures is a minimum, but it's, you know, like, but again, there's even flexibility in that, in what I want. I mean, my number changes depending on the job. I've looked at jobs that I'm like, man, that just sounds like an awesome job. It's about $20,000 under what I want to make, but I think I could love that company. And so I would apply there.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff. Okay, so here's how we're going to create this prompt. So I would like for you to get, if you got 5 job descriptions.
Yeah.
Or five companies.
Oh, yeah.
And really go through and like highlight every single thing that you love about it. And then also list out all the things that you don't like about it. Okay? I want you to go through and say, like, if you were to rate 5 against each other, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And why? Why is this number 1? Okay? There's obviously it had more pros than cons, right? And so this one's number 5 because it maybe had more cons than pros. So there's going to be, there's not going to be a perfect one.
Right.
There's no perfect. But I really want to list those pros and cons. What are the things? And be very, very, very specific. And the more detail, the better.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to take that information and we're even going to put in those those different job descriptions, and then we're going to have ChatGPT do deep research,
Yep.
right, based off of that criteria. So, hey, ChatGPT, this is the exact criteria. This is my dream job for all these data points.
Mm-hmm.
Look for similar roles that align with these values, all of that.
Right.
And again, the more input we can get, so we got to get as very specific. And so taking time to do that. And guys, for those of you listening online, take time to do this exercise, okay? Because the more data you put into it, again, and you can have ChatGPT as agent now, you can have it run a daily report for you.
Right.
Like once you get that refined, you can have it run a daily report.
Yeah.
We're talking about geographic, like where, or can you work remote, or do you want to work in person? All those different details.
Right.
Right. Which you know more than I do, and we don't have the time for this show to go through all of that.
Yeah.
But you get where I'm going, right?
I get where you're going. Yes.
Deep research.
Yep.
And ChatGPT agent. And again, guys, I don't know all the different AIs. There's a bunch of AIs out there. I use ChatGPT. You use whatever you use. I'm sure they're similar. But deep research and agent can do a daily report for you. So now it's giving you a list of target companies. Just
yes.
And even telling you why. You could have it spit out the output in a table format. Like, let's say there were 10 criteria you're looking for.
Right.
Here's this one, and it's got 8 out of 10.
Right.
Right? And rank it. And so now it's spitting you out a result of 8 out of 10. This is let's go.
Got it.
Right?
Yep.
And then you could have ChatGPT do deep research on decision makers in that company.
I haven't done that yet. I've done the deep research on companies, but I haven't done the decision makers yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can go for contact information. Best ways to reach out.
These are some key cyber stalking skills right here.
It's scary that it's all. I mean, yeah, it's cyber stalking. But again, you said one of the main challenges for you right now was just identifying roles that are in alignment.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So there you go. That'll help you with the alignment and help you find identifying more roles. And then what? I like your approach of what you're doing. Right.
Right.
Because you got to get humans involved. I still wouldn't even apply if I were you. Even if you found this, it's 10 out of 10.
Right.
And here's the job. Oh, okay, cool. If you apply online, you're going in the black hole just like everybody else.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
Not to say don't apply, but when do you apply? That's the question. And most people apply first. That's the first thing they do. And I would say, no, if everybody's going to the front door and there's a line around the building, go to the back door and see if you can, talk the bouncer into letting you in the back door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting in line like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go,
I try to find who the job reports to, and I try to find that person. And I go to that person.
Yeah, decision makers.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the 3 levels that I recommend for people to do when you're talking about informational interviews and networking in. First of all, really anyone that works at the company can help you.
Right.
Anyone. Okay? So first step is who is in your network, and you're doing this very well. It sounds like you're looking for first level and even second level that can get your foot in the door.
Yep.
And it could be anybody. That could be the assistant. It could be whatever. Okay? Mm-hmm. If they work there, they can get your foot in the door. And we need them as an advocate. So that's number 1. But then you also have to think about who does what you do. Okay? Why do you want to talk to them? Because you're going to get insight from them. Do they like where they work? Or what would they change about it?
Right.
What would they improve? What is the thing that stands out to them that just is why they're still there? Why do they work there so long? So people that do what you do, people that are at the next level, So you in 5 years,
Yeah.
right? You want to talk to that person because you want to see, are they happy?
Right.
Is there how long did it take them to get there? Were they at this level for 20 years before they got there? Like what was that journey?
Right.
What's the upward mobility? What does it take to get to that next level?
Right.
Right?
Right.
You might be like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'll be stuck here forever.
And I better be real happy if I'm going to be stuck here forever.
Right?
Yeah.
So just those are important. It's important to know these things.
Yes.
And then now we want to go at decision makers.
Right.
Right? The recruiters, the hiring managers, the people that are in a hiring capacity. So HR, CEO, people that are at a decision-making
level.
People of influence.
Right.
So those are always important, but even just, somebody that just works at the company, having a conversation with them so that they can be simply an advocate.
Correct.
All right, it would be good. And so ChatGPT can help you get the jobs that you're looking for, and then even do some research. But you have it probably within your network. If you don't have it within your network, we've got it probably in our network. We can make the introductions for you. But what else? What are some other challenges you're running into?
I really think that's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one?
Is getting in the door. Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to talk about some of the things you are doing because
Okay.
I like this, right? If you guys can see this online, she got a little piece of marketing right here. It's like a little flyer. I'm going to read your statement here. I bring a proven track record of streamlining operations, leading through change, and empowering people while delivering measurable, lasting results with clarity, compassion, and strategic precision. I connect dots others miss, balancing heart, hustle, and operational insight to move missions forward fast. I love this. And then that's a little bit more like expanded version. Then you have this like simplified version over here to the left. I thrive in complexity, translating big vision into practical systems that energize teams and drive momentum. Like this is good. So where did this idea come from? And I know we've been working on doing some marketing and stuff. And since you've come through the summit and all of that, like, talk to me.
That idea came from one of your podcasts where you were talking about your speaker hot sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I created on my LinkedIn profile in my featured section, there's an 8.5 by 11 version of that is kind of like my hot sheet, my bio sheet. I have another one that is just my testimonials, and I have another one. I don't remember what the third one is for. Oh, I have my code of ethics on there too, because I had to do a code of ethics in college. So I have my code of ethics on there too, and all of those are highlighted as features on my profile, as well as the 2 speaking events that I've done online. I've got those featured on there too. And
where'd those speaking events come from?
Through my LinkedIn profile.
So they came to you.
Yes.
Love
One
that.
of them, the first one came to me, and honestly, at first I kind of thought it was scam because I was like, this is weird. But I was like, I want to see what they're talking about. And once I started doing research, I'm like, oh, they're really real. Okay. So the first one came to me specifically through my profile. And the second one that I just did last Sunday, she was actually the moderator on that first one. And she was having a 1-year anniversary for her company that she founded. And so she had all these speakers on building your brand and scaling your brand and finding clarity on who you are, all the things you talk about in, Coach's Corner and stuff like that. And so I got to speak in that event. And later this month, I speak at my Project Management Institute chapter. And I just signed a contract to speak in October for the PMI chapter's personal development.
Let's
conference.
go. So not only are
yeah.
you speaking, but you're speaking to your target audience.
Yes.
You're speaking to your folks. Okay.
Yes.
That's so strong, super impactful. And I just love that. And I love what I'm seeing because you've really impressed me. You came through the summit. You're doing all the action steps. You got the video resume. You didn't even need me for that. I saw your LinkedIn profile. You optimized the profile. You're creating your marketing pieces. Like, you're really doing the things, and it's bringing in results.
Right.
Like, you're getting inbound opportunities. Now, have any of those been job opportunities or just speaking opportunities so far?
I did have, and I'm still in the follow-up process.
Okay.
So I'm not going to name names
All
or
right,
anything.
that's fine. That's cool.
But I did have one person, and we talk in Coach's Corner and in the summit about how to engage with other people on LinkedIn. And somebody made a post and tagged a friend of mine, and I didn't really comment on the post. I just clicked the like button, and the guy came through my channel and sent me a connection request and said, "Thank you for engaging with my content. I looked at your profile. I really like what I see. I like your background, your experience. Could we talk about you maybe coming to work with us?" And
that's exactly right
so
there.
we opened that conversation, and I had an interview with him, and I'm in the follow-up process to see about getting a second interview. So that's still in the works.
That's exactly right there. So your profile being optimized the way it is, because I've seen it, it looks great. Having it the way it is really showcases your value. Things like this really showcase your value. You're selling yourself. You're marketing yourself. You're doing very well. Your profile is like a landing page, right? You've done a great job on that. And so when you engage, even just as simple as a like, now I would tell people to go a little step further than that, but I'm just going to talk about this example. You just simply liked his post. That drew his attention to just look at your profile for a second. And your profile was optimized to a point where he's like, oh, dang, okay, hold up. Who's Nikki? Wait a minute. Let's talk to Nikki. Let's send her a message, right?
Right.
And now it's moving forward. And that's exactly what we're talking about. How much content are you producing?
I am right now on LinkedIn. I think I have something 6 days a week.
Let's go.
I think I have something 6 days a week.
Let's go. What type of content?
A variety of content. I do videos. I do carousels. I do static posts. I do articles. I've done a poll or two, but I've switched it up most recently to do bingo cards.
Bingo cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about the bingo cards.
I got that idea from my daughter.
Okay, let's go. I love it.
She was creating a bingo card for her team at work, and so I was like, "Oh, that's a fun idea." And I was putting a speech together for strategic communications, and so I put together a bingo card for strategic communications, and the speech I did last Sunday on scaling your brand. Once you identify who you are as a person, not a job title. How do you scale that brand and build the systems to support it? I did a bingo card for scaling your brand and put it online to go along with that speaking engagement. And I have one, I think it's scheduled to go live this week or next week, that is about strategic operations and things that you might do in strategizing an operation process.
I love it. I love the creativity. I think from what I'm seeing and hearing from you, Nikki, you're perfect for a couple of strategies that I just want to take it to the next level.
Okay.
Like, you're perfect for this. Not everybody can do this, or I think everybody can do it. Not everybody will do it.
Okay.
Like, there's two strategies. One, it depends on how much you want to be on camera. I recommend to do, and I was talking with James on the last episode about this, but I recommend the mock podcast strategy, where you're going to be doing mock interviews, a mock podcast. Okay, you could release it as a podcast if you want. You don't have to. When I say podcast, you don't have to do all these cameras and all this stuff. You can do it on Riverside, and you're just simply going to use that and leverage that to get your foot in the door, and you're going to reach out to people on LinkedIn, not to say, hey, look at my video resume. You're going to say, hey, I would love to highlight you and spotlight you on my podcast and talk about your experience, right?
Right.
I'm releasing a new podcast. It's all about X, Y, and Z, and I'd love to share your story. And what that does is that it gets people excited. And even if they say no, some people may be scared and say no. You don't know. Just because you invite them doesn't mean they're going to be like, oh, yeah, let's go.
Right.
Some people may be like, oh, my gosh. They may have compliance issues. Maybe they can't go for whatever reason, but they're going to like you.
Right.
You invited them. You saw something in them, and you were offering something of value. So regardless of whether they say yes or no, they're going to like you. Now, let's say they say yes. That's even better.
Right.
Now we get them, and we have an interview, and we spotlight them, highlight them, make them the superstar. You're also using this as leverage to get that insight that you need about that company. You're doing this for you too. You're asking questions.
Right.
You know, and getting some of that insight. And then you're leveraging that as an asset. That video is an asset to chop up into a million pieces for your content strategy, so that you're now promoting that company. You're promoting that person, so that person's really going to love you.
Right.
And you're tagging the company, and you're able to create a content machine out of it using the strategies that we talk about in Coach's Corner with the transcription and all the prompts. You can create your carousels, your polls. You can do so much with it. But that's a way to get your foot in the door with the conversations with the people you need to talk about, gaining the likability, the visibility, their attention, and shareability. You don't think some of those videos are going to get shared around?
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
You're creating advocates and champions. And so I think that's one way. The other way is if you really don't want to do the camera and the mock podcast, and you don't want to do it on camera, there's another way that you could do this by reaching out to people and saying that you want to feature them in a collaborative newsletter. Okay?
Okay.
And getting them to agree. Hey, I'd love to feature you in my I'm releasing a new, collaborative newsletter where we talk about X, Y, and Z. Same strategy, really. It's just different format.
Right.
Instead of doing it on video. And then you could literally even send them in, if they agree, hey, I'll send you 10 questions that'll allow me to write the newsletter, right? So you're now getting their contact information, the best place to send those questions. You email over the questions. They email you over some responses. You take that to ChatGPT or whatever AI to help you craft a newsletter in your voice. Put it up there. Create the cover image and all of that with their face on it and your face on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
And when you post that newsletter, like they're tagged in it, the company's tagged in it, their face is on it, maybe even the company logo's on it, right? And they're going to be sharing that as well, right? It's just another way to do a similar strategy.
Right.
One way is going to get you way more assets.
Right.
The video, if you go video first, you can get a newsletter out of it. You can get a carousel. You can get a polls. You can get everything. You can get it all from the transcription of that interview. Videos, I mean, you can chop the video in a million little slices. I mean, there's so much you could do. You get a month's worth of content from one interview. So I prefer that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're really like, I don't want to do the video first, like, just reach out and tell them you want to do a collaborative newsletter or even collaborative carousels. You can do collaborative carousels where it's the little sliders.
Right. Yep.
And ask them, hey, what's one of the biggest tips, and get them to give you a tip or a strategy or something that you can put on a carousel. And put their face in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll share it.
Right.
Right? So I think for you, that's what I would do. That's what I would do next. You've done pretty much everything because you've optimized your profile. You've got the marketing pieces. You got the video resume. Like, you've literally checked a lot of the boxes. Your next step is getting your foot in the door.
Right.
And let's do it with content, because you're gonna accomplish multiple things at the same time.
Right. Got it.
Right. And you'll even create more inbound leads because people will see the content.
Right.
And that's going to drive attention, and you'll get more speaking engagements, more inbound leads for job search, and your foot's in the door. I mean, it's a win-win-win-win-win in so many different ways. And it helps you to craft your message.
Right.
That's another one. I was talking with James before on the last episode, like crafting your message when you create content. Like, has this helped you with your messaging?
Oh, good Lord, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Because the more videos I do and the more content and the more I post online, the easier it is to draw up the stories to support things. And yes, it's way easier.
Yeah. It's like so many people have a problem selling themselves in person, like speaking about it, what they do. You've done very well on this episode. Like, you've done really well. When you create content like this, it solidifies in your mind what you want to say, how you want to articulate it, right?
You gain clarity and stop stuttering in your head.
That's right.
Yeah. And then people think you're extroverted and not introverted. I mean, I had Pete Hernandez at Frisco Connect the other day. I mean, at Frisco Connect, the speaker asked us to stand up and say something that we had done. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll stand up. And Pete's like, yeah, Nikki, you're not shy. And I'm like, fun fact, I'm super introverted. And I would so rather be at home with a book.
Fun fact, so am I.
But because I've done all of that stuff and I have led meetings for a whole bunch of years, speaking in front of a group of people is not my favorite thing in the world, but it's something I can do. And when I do it well, I think. So, you know, but it's something you have to do. You have to put yourself out there if you want something different.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to work remote. I want my little world to stay in my little bubble. I mean, that's just perfect, right? If I could just live in my little 4-wall bubble out in the country with my horses and goats and never have to leave my property and get paid a ton of money and retire rich, right? Do your $10 million mindset thing that we talk about.
Love that.
I would love to be able to do that. But you know what? I can't do that if I don't put myself out there. I have to put myself out there, and we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
I love it. Well, you're doing a lot of the right things. I'm watching you. Okay. I've been watching. That's why you're here. Cause I'm like, you know what? She's putting forward the effort and taking action on this. I'm literally watching transformation, which is cool. I love that so much. I've done this so long that there are certain people, when I tell them this podcast strategy, they actually end up doing a real podcast, launching a solid podcast. It changes their life. I mean, it absolutely changes their life. And talk about job security.
Right.
It creates so many opportunities. I mean, they have a platform that they can leverage to build relationship, that they can partnerships, all kinds of things.
Right.
I mean, there's so many benefits to a podcast. And I'm not saying that you actually launch one. I think you do it simply for the purposes of, building your brand, attracting opportunities, and building relationships inside the companies. But man, if you did actually launch one on top of that, like if you actually released it to the world, not just in clips and things, but actually put it on Spotify and Apple and
the things.
Yep. Like, it could go somewhere. It really could. I've got Lena Stutz is somebody I'm thinking about right now. Sean, Welsh, I think it is his last name.
Vet SOS guy.
Vet SOS.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this podcast has launched many podcasts.
Got it.
Because Yeah, it's good, and you get to see a transformation. I mean, it's so cool. I think the Veto SOS podcast right now is like 3 years in, a couple hundred episodes. They're crushing it.
Yeah, he was
Freaking
talking about
crushing
how
it.
he's done all these other things. I mean, it started with one, and then now
And
he's
he
got
didn't
like
want to do it.
now he's got like 2 or 3 others, and
Talk to him
something
about
like that.
Talk to him about if he wanted to do that.
Well, now I have a
He
question.
thought I was crazy. I said, "You need to start a podcast." What?
Well, I'm gonna be really honest. I think you're a little crazy too, but crazy's fun in the right way.
Look, it's what the entire world is doing. Every
is.
business markets a podcast. I mean, it's this is not out of the order. What
No,
it
it's
takes is it takes you to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it takes.
Didn't I just say something about
You
getting
did.
comfortable being uncomfortable?
You did.
Yeah, whatever.
And that's why I'm saying I think you're a perfect candidate for doing it. And like I think you'll start to see that introverted side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm naturally introverted, and this is freeing. It really does free you in so many ways.
It does.
I have another person, Fanny Dunnigan. The transformation of her. I mean, she was very introverted, and it helped unleash her. It helped her in so many ways.
Right.
Anyway, it's just a cool thing. But
Well, I have a question for you though on the topic of platforms. How would you mix platforms? Because see, I have 2.
that's right. You were telling me you have a book, right?
I have 23 published books.
What?
Yeah. Many years in the process. They're not.
What?
Yeah. Starting in 2009, I published my first romance book. And so I have 23 published romance books. And I'm writing a cookbook right now because of all of my husband's wacky food allergies.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm making up all these recipes, and I'm writing this cookbook for on allergy friendly and gluten free.
You are a content creator.
But how do
It's a
I?
different form of content, but
I know.
you're a content creator.
So I know how easy it is for me to take the content I create for LinkedIn for my operations management stuff. I know how easy it is to take that content over to my other side. But how do I bring the book writing author side into LinkedIn without muddying the waters or making prospective companies or employers feel like I'm not focused on work? You know what I'm saying? Because
that's exactly right. So I on LinkedIn specifically, I would do very little of that blending.
Yeah.
Because right now your focus is getting back to work.
Right.
That's the focus. You could still do a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm. Like the cookbook.
Yeah, do a little post here and there. I mean, it shows that you're more than your job. I mean, you're a person, you're a human, and you've got this, and that's such a cool thing. Like, you're an author. Times how many times?
23.
23 times. This is incredible. Seriously, that's incredible. I mean, most people would struggle to get one book out. You got 23. That says so much about you. So yeah, we're going to post about that.
Okay.
But not necessarily from a marketing standpoint of you're trying to sell books. But like what I just said was, man, that's impressive.
I don't need AI to write for me.
Yeah, there you go.
I write for AI. In fact, when I was doing, I said I don't need AI to write for me. I write for AI.
I love that. Let's go.
In fact, when I would write papers for college and I'd have to put them through the plagiarism checker, I had some of them come back and say that there was an 80% chance it was plagiarized. Why is that? Because my 23 books help train AI.
Let's go.
It's like, well, yeah, my voice is out there.
Let's go.
So it's tricky, right? So I wrote everything, and I do it anyway, publishing books or articles or newsletters or whatever, anything I'm writing, and anytime I'm brainstorming stuff, I do it all longhand. Before I do anything video or anything, before any content hits it online, it's all It's all longhand.
Well, that's amazing. I'm telling you, you're a content creator. We need to take it, okay, instead of writing, okay, which is nothing wrong with that. You shoot. LinkedIn's still, it started as a text platform.
Right.
You know, video wasn't introduced till like 2018, which was late compared to everyone else. Like Facebook and all these other platforms had video, so they were late to the game with video. So there's still the way LinkedIn is copy. Like if you write good copy, your captions, if you write them well, people consume it over there. It's a place where people will actually read your captions.
Right.
On a lot of other platforms, people aren't even really reading the captions. They're watching the video or whatever. Here, it's still a place where they're going to... So being a writer for LinkedIn is great. Newsletters. I mean, anyway, you got that down. But yeah, I think you should do a podcast.
Okay.
I do. I think you should.
That's going to take some thought.
I think you should.
On what I want the focus to be. How do you name a podcast?
You know, that's a good question. How do you name a podcast?
You know, I mean, because it can't be...
It can't be what?
Something boring.
Yeah, no, here's what it needs to be. Don't do what I did with my podcast, okay? Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for 8 years, and if I had to do it over, I would change the name of this show.
Okay.
Okay? The name of the show is Clever, but it's not clear.
Right.
Okay? If I tell somebody in job search, it's all about who you know. It's not what you know. They get it. Okay,
right.
Cool. I get that. But it's somebody that doesn't know this show at all. They hear Who You Know show, and they think, okay, who you know, relationships. Okay, so it's what is that? It's a show about relationships, or what is this? What is this show about? Is it a show about networking?
Right.
Right? And this show's much more diverse than that. Right? It's actually a self-development podcast. It started out career only focus at first, and then it developed as I started interviewing thought leaders, influencers, business owners, real estate tycoons, all kinds of different types of people. I started, keynote speakers, some of the best world keynote speakers authors, and really what I started to notice with this podcast, it was about, it's really about transformation in all areas of life, not just your career. That's why I say who you know makes all the difference in your wealth, health, business, career, and life. Like it's when have you ever seen, I can't remember what they call it, when you look online and it's like the verticals of your life, the different, you have your wealth, your faith, your family, your finances, your career,
right,
your friends, right? Like you ever seen that? Like,
I think so, yeah.
Diagram, you know what I'm talking about? That's what this show is. It's self-development in all those areas. But the title doesn't say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So clear, not clever.
Right.
Is where I'm going with this.
Right. I got that. Yeah.
Clear, not clever. You want it to be like, there was a show, NFT for Dummies. NFTs for Dummies. Right? Do you know what an NFT is?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, so NFT is like think of like cryptocurrency, think of like the blockchain. It was a way, it was on the blockchain. It was a way to have a record or a stamp of a digital piece of content. So like, let's say somebody created this.
Right.
Okay. Well, this could be duplicated a bazillion times.
Right.
So if you're the original artist of this and you created this, you're an artist and you created this, right? Mm-hmm. This on a blockchain, right, would create a record of how many could be created, duplicated, sold, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I hope I'm explaining this right. But NFTs for Dummies, it's a kind of a big concept. People were selling NFTs of different things on the blockchain. And so it was a show breaking down a complex thing, making it simple. NFTs for Dummies, right? That's just one example. You know exactly what you're going to get. I mean, if you know what an NFT was, and like, you would see that title and go, oh.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're getting.
Right.
So, anyway, that's just one example. But yeah, clear, not clever.
Okay. I'm going to have to give the podcast some thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I could spend a year trying to name a clear podcast.
No. No. Use ChatGPT and
Right.
then use tell it give me 50 clear
I know.
names around this is the goal, this is what I'm trying to accomplish, this is the
Okay.
right, and give me 50 names and just go.
Right.
Just pick one that you like the most and go.
Okay.
Like, the name is less important. Again, you may never launch this.
Right.
This is just using right now this is a strategy you're using
Right.
for your job search. You may never actually launch this.
Right. Right.
You're going to launch the clips, and you're going to launch all the content that comes from it. You're going to put that out there.
Right. I've built online forums before.
Yeah.
And interviewed some pretty cool people.
You did 23 books.
So, I know. And
So-
I got to interview Joseph Fender one time. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a thriller author.
Okay.
And he wrote, I might get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he wrote High Crimes, which was a movie with Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd.
Nice.
I think that was one of his books. But I got to interview him one time. It's pretty cool.
See, stuff like that. It opens doors.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Opens huge doors. I'm just last night I went to or yesterday, all yesterday I went to the Aspire Tour conference, and we're talking about some Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, Grant Cardone, who's a real estate mogul. He's a billionaire. He was on that show Undercover Billionaire for Discovery Channel. He's huge name. Just a bunch of big names. David Meltzer, he was the inspiration behind the movie Jerry Maguire. He had hundreds of millions of dollars, lost it all, and then has rebuilt it all back up. I mean, just some people that are doing major things. And I say all this to say, I'm in the audience, and I'm like, I've interviewed all those people. Right? I've been able to sit down with these major people who are, world-changing type people.
Right.
And I was at dinner last night with Dave Meltzer, and me and him have done so much collaboration together. And I'm like, this is the type of thing where you're one relationship away from everything changing in your life. Like, that guy has some major influence. I mean, he does big things. Everything he touches explodes. Now, there was a guy that was at the dinner, and he was like, yeah, I did an interview with Dave Meltzer, and my business just absolutely exploded. I can't keep up with the new orders that are coming in the door,
Right.
Anyway, my point to all this is this platform has gotten me in front of people that I never could imagine I would ever be able to talk to.
Right.
Right?
Right.
People that to get these people on their stage, they're paying $100,000 to get them on their stage.
Right.
And I'm getting them on my podcast for free.
Right.
And getting to extract knowledge and get nuggets and wisdom and for free.
Right.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then having assets. Now I've got assets with these people, like the clips and all the stuff, and it's helping me grow. People see me with them, association, right? Power by association. All these things. Anyway, a podcast is a platform that anyone can do, and it just does some really cool things.
Right.
So I'm a huge advocate. Been doing it for 8 years. You should start a podcast.
I should start a podcast.
Anyways, I love it.
As long
Nikki,
as you don't give me a deadline of 5 days or something.
shoot, let's go. I'll be your guest. You interview me. We'll
Okay.
practice.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do. I'll be your first interview. It'll be practice. Okay.
Okay.
But no, seriously, Nikki, I'm excited for you. I'm watching you, and I just love seeing the transformation and the things you're doing. Thank you for.
Thanks.
I want to thank you for taking action. There's a lot of people that come through my program. A lot of people who get inspired by it, motivated by it. They see hope because they're learning something different that not everyone else is teaching. And they're like, oh, this, like, I could see this working. They get hope.
Mm-hmm.
They get excited by that and it gets them motivated. But motivation without action, it's nothing. I mean,
Right.
and you're taking the action. So I just want to say thank you for taking the action, because the people that do take the action, they get results. And you're going to start seeing, you just started. You're just getting started.
Right.
And I love it. I mean, this kind of stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, you're just getting started. Let's ramp it up. Let's take it to the next level. I want to see 10 interviews a month.
Okay.
Seriously.
I think my brain just did a little spasm.
It's possible. 100% possible.
I know it's possible. Yes.
100%
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
But it's going to take a campaign.
Right.
You need a marketing campaign, and you're doing it. You are doing a marketing campaign. Right? We just need to ramp it up just a notch. You need a podcast. Anyway, Nikki, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm excited to see what you're going to do next. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me. This was
Absolutely. Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know. Bye.